Hello, and welcome back to my channel. So I've been living in Sweden for a total of about 4 years. And during those 4 years, I've been able to check off many of the things that I've wanted to try here in Sweden. But there has always been one thing that I've wanted to do, and I just never had the chance to finally do it. Until now. The most Swedish thing that I have wanted to try is surströmming. Now, for those of you that have never heard of surströmming, let me fill you in. So surströmming translates to sour herring, but really it's fermented herring. Now, I am not a historian, so I do recommend checking out surströmming.com, where you can read about the history, read the description of what it tastes like, what it smells like, and that's where you'll get the most accurate information, but I'll try to summarize it here. Basically, it's herring that has been salted and cured for at least 6 months. But the reason why it's so infamous is for its distinct smell. Now, the Surströmming website is a bit polite by describing the smell as bad eggs. Because I think what they really mean to say is that it smells like literal shit. There are many viral videos.
Oh, that's the worst smell I've ever smelled in my life!
Smelling surströmming or opening a can of surströmming.
Is that oh. Ugh.
There's videos of Americans opening a can of surströmming, but even Swedes trying surströmming.
You know what? Ooh, that smell! Oh, gosh! Oh!
And oftentimes it results in people puking.
This is actually pretty good.
You guys have no idea how many videos I had to go through and how much puke I had to look at to find the clips that I'm inserting in here. I will spare you guys the very graphic ones. So yes, after seeing all of these videos of people puking because they smelled surströmming, I thought, I want to do that. Get me in there. I want to smell surströmming because I want to know. I want to know what could be that bad of a smell.
It's the smell. It's the smell, man.
I have never puked from a smell before. Definitely eating something that's disgusting has made me want to puke. But smelling it, like, come on.
Oh my God. You like that smell?
Yes.
Oh no. No.
So, I was on a mission to try surströmming, and luckily for me, there actually are restaurants that serve it. I feel like all of these viral videos, they're just handed a can, they crack it open, juice goes everywhere.
What's happening?
And then they all start puking, which is great entertainment, but then you'll always find the Swedes in the comments. I'm sure some of them are watching this video right now. Some Swedes being like, that's not the proper way to eat surströmming. You're supposed to open it underwater. You're supposed to serve it with, bread and this and that. And there's gonna be people that are very adamant about eating it the proper way. So I did that. There can be no complaints in the comments now about how I've gone about trying surströmming. In Stockholm, there are several restaurants that will actually have surströmming for one day. So this year it was August 15th was the surströmming season kickoff, and I booked my reservation a month in advance. You guys, the first restaurant I tried to get a reservation for was fully booked. So people are loving the surströmming. So 1 month in advance, I booked a reservation at Ulla Winbladh. So I brought with me my roommate, who is Swedish, and she had also never tried surströmming. She was also not looking forward to it. Some people were telling me maybe I should have brought someone I don't like, with me to the restaurant. But no, I brought her, and I do feel a bit bad for how the experience went. When we got to the restaurant, I didn't know what to expect. I thought maybe as soon as we approached the restaurant, we might already smell it, you know? Okay, we just got here. Do you smell anything?
No?
Okay. We don't smell anything yet, but we looked around to see if anyone was making weird faces or, you know, what kind of crowd was there for the Surströmming kickoff. But everything seemed normal so far. So we got in line. I told the host that I had a reservation, and then I told him like, oh yeah, we're so excited to try Surströmming for the first time. And then he looked at us like, you guys are here for the Surströmming? And I said, yeah. And he said, oh, that's not out here. That's in the back room. Honestly, this made sense. They separated us from the public. Now, when we first entered the room, it was definitely a moment of like, okay, yeah, I smell it. Nu kan du lukta then?
Smells like fish.
Yeah, you know, we could smell it a little bit when we entered the room, but it wasn't until we were like seated in the middle and being hit with the smell from all directions.
It smells sour.
Yeah, so we can smell, I smell it now. And also, they've put the Surströmming people in a different room. We're like separated from the public. So can you smell it yet?
I can smell something. It smells a bit sour, but it doesn't smell horrible. I don't know, maybe I'm used to it without knowing. I don't know. I'm sure I'm not gonna like it anyway. Freaking 100% sure.
So how do I describe the smell of Surströmming? Well, as I mentioned, I've always heard that the smell smells like literal shit. Well, they're not wrong, but it's not like your normal, healthy shit. It's like someone that's been sitting on a toilet. So basically, diarrhea.
It
smells like the worst fart ever!
Surströmming, more like Surströmming. So, you know, imagine shit, but then there's also like a rotten fish nearby. And that's what it smells like. So we put in our orders for the Surströmming. One of the nice surprises was that they actually brought out these cheese plates with really good cheeses on there, including Västerbottenost pie. I'm always nervous about my pronunciation, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Oh yeah. So after dabbling in the cheese a little bit, the star of the show had finally arrived. An opened can of Kalex Surströmming. I didn't realize we were gonna get a can of it. I thought we were going to show up to the restaurant and that they would prepare a dish that had Surströmming in it. I didn't think they were just going to trust us with an open can of this stuff and be left to our own devices to like piece it all together and eat it however we want.
Like,
There it is.
all of those ladies behind, they were whispering to each other and they looked at us. and probably because I did faces.
I saw you cover your mouth. And the flies, it's just a fly. It also came with the typical toppings. It had a dish of kind of like chopped onions and chives, I think. It also came with almost like a sour cream. I'm not quite sure what that is. And then you got your toast call again for backup.
My backup.
Okay, I can smell it.
Me too.
Do you want to film my first bite? Okay. Dare I lean in a little bit? So I have all the ingredients I need, and I asked the waiter, you know, like, how am I supposed to do this? And he told me there's no wrong way to do it.
I'm dying over here.
We're in this together. Okay.
Oh, it really smells like. I'm trying to be respectful.
What is happening? Okay, I'm gonna just start with this. Do I put this on there? I think I'm just starting with this.
Oh my god.
I just keep getting a whiff of it. Okay, this is my first bite.
May the force be with you. Oh my god, that's so gross. Oh!
There's so much left. Oh, it's like, it comes and goes. It's like, it's fine. And then it's like, oh, that's not fine. And then it's okay. I couldn't do the taste. I couldn't do the texture. I'm a texture person. Like, the taste and texture were so bad, but it didn't taste the way it smelled. So people were right when they say, like, okay, you know, it doesn't taste the way it smells. Like, sure, it doesn't taste good. So now I'm just tasting something bad and smelling something that's also bad. I'm sorry, I'm speechless. Because I don't know where to start. Okay. Your turn?
Okay.
Now, Cecilia had told me ahead of time, she's like, I'm gonna have one bite and that's it. But she put together her bite of surströmming and it didn't go well. I definitely feel like we need to don't smell, you're not gonna wanna eat it if you smell it.
Oh my god.
And we're getting some extra toppings on there. Not a bad idea.
I'm not excited.
All right, here we go.
Whoa. That was so bad.
You wanna use this? The fact that we were in a restaurant made it harder to kind of film her experience because there were people in the restaurant genuinely enjoying the surströmming. So the fact that she was about to puke, I basically was right away like, sorry, okay, I'll put the phone away. Like, please don't puke. Please don't puke in this restaurant. Cecilia left. I mean, I hope she comes back, but she literally almost started puking. One of the things that surprised me the most, I think, was how the smell would kind of come and go. I just turned it towards me and was like, ooh. And since we were there pretty early, there were only a few open cans in the room, but that means that every time more people showed up, means more cans of surströmming were brought out. What did you just say?
It's getting worse and worse.
I think that's because more people are coming in, so there's just more of it now in this room.
It smells like feces.
It was getting out of control, you guys. Every table had open cans of surströmming, and we're inside. So it was like we were being hotboxed in with all of these cans of surströmming. Poor Cecilia did not really want to do this, but she's here. And I'm preparing the potatoes for my second bite. Okay, we're gonna go for bite number 2. It's probably been like 10 minutes since my first bite, so we're gonna add some of this potato. This time I thought, you know what, let's really get a lot of toppings in there, because the first bite, I was definitely getting too much of this weird fish. So let's try to get some more potatoes. Anything, really. Anything to cancel out the taste of this fish. Didn't help. It's like a taco. Here we go.
Det var det jag menade. Att vill du inte äta 4 burkar så tänkte jag att man skulle börja med att dela på det. Så att man minst kan få in.
That wasn't better.
That was intense.
It's so bad. I'm sorry. So 10 minutes goes by. I have a second bite. All the extra toppings didn't help. I think the surströmming just thought of it as more of a challenge. They're like, oh, you're gonna put more toppings on me? I'll show you. That does nothing. That's what the surströmming was thinking. I really thought I was gonna come in here and be like, I love it.
I thought you wouldn't be bothered at all.
I thought I was just gonna be like, it smells, but once I'm eating it, it's all good. It really is the flavor. So what does surströmming taste like? I would describe it as salt, but also there's a fish nearby. That was kind of how well, you know what? Okay, so it was interesting because it had a sour taste to it. Sour salt.
It's just nothing but tastes like shite and salt.
It's a little salty. I ain't gonna lie. My blood pressure going up.
The thing is, I wanted to know, what does this taste like without any toppings? So I went for it. So we've been here an hour and a half, and I've still only had 2 bites. I do want to know, what does this taste like without anything? Is this the craziest thing I'm doing? I'm not gonna have any toppings on it. All right, I'm just gonna do it. Is it weird that that was the easiest one to eat? If anything, that was just very salty. And I still taste the very sour fishiness. I don't know what people are gonna think, but I preferred it without the toppings. What? Now here's the thing, it was pure salt. This is how I know. It's like, okay, that is salt, it is sour, but that's all it was. I think suddenly when you're adding in this super contrasting flavor of like sour cream and bread and potatoes, it was almost like one of these things doesn't belong, and it's the fish. Throwing that into the mix made the whole thing like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like these weird textures mixing together. So when it was just on its own, it was kind of like, okay. Now the thing is, I'm not saying like, this is delicious on its own. I'm just gonna eat like a whole fillet of surströmming, but I actually prefer it on its own. It's salty. That's honestly all I'm tasting is just salt. So I am glad that I'm kind of ending on this conclusion of just, it's not horrible anymore, but I'm not going to be able to eat more than 2 little fillets. Let's see, do you want to see what's left? I have a whole can left. And we were just joking. Can I take this to go? So, my checklist of things I want to do in Sweden. We can check this one off. I've had surströmming and I didn't puke. But would I do it again? Yeah, I would. It would depend on, I guess, the circumstances. And I would also say, like, there needs to be other food. But if someone were ever to invite me to have surströmming again, I think I would, mostly for the laughs. I think I would want to do it again to see other people's reactions. Yeah. And I encourage all of you to give it a try sometime.
It is the worst thing I've ever eaten. The worst thing I've ever smelled or put in my mouth.
So now that I've checked off surströmming for my to-do list, what is there to do next? What's the next Swedish experience that I need to try? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and especially watching all the way to the end. I really appreciate all the support. And if you could like, comment, and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Hej då! But let's just say the highlight has been the cheese and the beer.